everybody, and thank you for joining us. I'm co-hosting today's news conference with Deputy Chief Brad McConnell of Charlottetown City Police, who will provide comments also in a few moments. I believe most of you in the room already know me, but I'm Sergeant Leanne Butler, and I'm the Ops NCO at Queen's District RCMP. We're really pleased today to have our policing partners from Charlottetown Police Services with us to announce the details of the arrest of the person that we've all become to know as the Screen Cutter. 38-year-old Richard Arsenault of New Annan was arrested in the early morning hours of Tuesday, August the 16th by our joint task force who have been assigned to this case. Since early summer of 2015, the combined forces of the RCMP and Charlottetown Police Service have become a joint task force, and they have been working together to identify and arrest a suspect known to have broken into homes in the area of Cornwall, Stratford, and Charlottetown, and other similar communities. Mr. Arsenault has been charged with, to date, of 9 break-and-enters into a dwelling house and 1 charge of, without lawful excuse, have in his possession instruments suitable for purpose of breaking into a dwelling house. We also anticipate that 5 further charges will be laid sometime today. Other charges may also be expected as this investigation is in its very early stages. As you can see from the exhibit table, we've recovered a number of items, mostly money, that have been reported stolen from various locations across PEI. As many of you are aware, we have been actively pursuing Mr. Arsenault, who has turned into what we believe is our most prolific break-and-enter criminal known to the police in Prince Edward Island to date. He has a lengthy criminal record and has kept our communities on edge at best and violated at its worst, as he allegedly entered and sometimes re-entered the homes of neighbors, family, and community members. Police members of both agencies are very pleased to have Mr. Arsenault in custody, and we look forward to restoring the peace and mind of all our islanders. That being said, we would be remiss if we didn't remind everyone that the safety measures we have adopted are always a good idea. Take precautions to keep yours and yourself, your home, safe at all times. One thing we are good at is watching out for each other here on our island. This arrest is just one more example of police capitalizing on information provided by the public. This arrest was possible in part because of the right tip provided at the right time. Then they were followed up by diligent, specialized, and covert police tactics. As you can see here, some of the members of the Joint Task Force are able to join us today, and these police officers have been part of a team that has worked tirelessly to achieve the outcome that we're announcing right now. I'd like to invite Deputy Chief of Police from Charlottetown Police Services, Inspector Brad McConnell to speak.
Thank you, Leanne, and thank you all, especially the media. It's a big week here in Prince Edward Island. We know there's lots of stories out there to report on, but I think you all know how important this story is to Islanders and the messages that we want to communicate today to restore peace of mind to many of them that have been cheated of that for several years. We wanted to get together and collectively inform Islanders. We believe that, like Leanne said, have caught and charged the person responsible for what has become known as the Screen Cutter break-and-enters. We believe this arrest will enhance their public safety and restore the peace of mind that they have lost over the last little bit. You know, I would like, as part of my comments, to congratulate the investigative team and all the supporting units who assisted in this investigation. I'm going to get the guys to come around here for a second. Come up here, guys. Over here to the front. These gentlemen and ladies are only part of a large investigative team that have been working diligently over the last while to bring this to closure. And though many citizens out there may not have seen their efforts and or the progress they've made, I can assure you that they've worked extremely hard and over an extended period of time, and we congratulate them on their success. This is a very high-profile investigation in our area. It came with a lot of pressure, And, you know, they rose to the task, and again, I want to congratulate them. I also want to thank the public for their continued support. The investigation was successful from a tip we received, and again, that this shows in the great community that we live in, that we have a community that plays a part in solving crime. We understand that the victims, after seeing the display of evidence here, may have questions about what happens now. But I can assure them in the days and weeks to come, our investigators will be in contact with them and give them the answers that they need. Thank you. If you have any questions, Leanne and I will do our best to answer them.
I think the one thing that we've seen most on social media now, and a lot of people are wondering, what took a year? I guess why did it take so long to apprehend? What sort of broke the straw in this investigation? The tip that led to the arrest? Can you?
Well, I can tell you that this was a complicated investigation. He was an experienced criminal. He learned from his past behaviors, and he made it very difficult for police to collect physical evidence which would you know, lead to his identity. However, I want to remind people out there that although he's gained some notoriety because of his exploits over the last couple of years, it's my opinion that this man is nothing but a thief who stole children's piggy banks and robbed them from their peace of mind, and we're happy he's in custody.
We're hearing that he's Richard Arsenault's former MMA boxer, fighter. He has a business in Summerside. What significance is that to his alleged criminal activities?
Well, as part of the profile, you know, we developed as we worked through this investigation. We knew, or we believed, that this person had a sense of confidence about him. He felt that he was fairly capable, and he felt that if he got into a situation, he felt that he can get himself out of it. And I think Mr. Arsenault's ability as a fighter and his training and his physical fitness level, was an accurate assessment of that.
Did his physical fitness contribute to a certain agility that enabled him to carry out these crimes?
Many of these break and enters involve small and tight spaces, certainly there was a certain amount of agility and physical fitness and capabilities that had to go along with it.
Can you expand at all on the tip and the arrest, where it was made, those kind of details? Or?
Well, at this time, some of that will come out in court, but the investigation did continue over a period of time, and during that time we did receive a number of tips from the public, as we have said in previous media, and all of those were followed up. This tip came in and it was followed the same as the others, and it was a very good tip that we do appreciate the public providing us with these types of help in these investigations.
And you mentioned covert follow-up without giving away your trade secrets. Can you share some of the intensity that the public might find noteworthy?
Well, this is still an ongoing investigation, and we don't release all of our techniques that we do. So at this time, some of those little details that they want to know may come out in the court process, but we protect the integrity of the investigation, and so we won't be able to release some of that at this time.
Would you describe this as one of the, you said prolific, I think, is it one of the most, in terms of investigations and crimes in the city, this one stands out?
Certainly this one stands out for a lot of us because of he stole much more than money and possessions. He stole the peace of mind from many Islanders over an extended period of time, and that for us is why it makes it so significant. This is much more than the theft of money.
Are you able to give a breakdown of where the victims were, how many victims in each community?
That's still something that we're working on, and that's why some different charges may be laid as the investigation still continues. But there were the major areas was Stratford, the city of Charlottetown, Cornwall and Winslow were the major areas that the charges have already been laid for.
Any estimates on the total number of victims?
That, at this time, again, is something that we're still working on, and we don't have an exact number to give out today.
A significant amount.
Obviously, this is allegedly stolen money and clothing and break-in tools, allegedly?
Yes, correct. That's the things that we have collected is during the course of the investigation. And some of the items you see there may be identified by the victims themselves, saying that was my piggy bank, that sort of thing. And as Deputy Chief McConnell said, all the victims will be called by our members over the course of time, and we'll be able to discuss that sort of thing with the individual victims.
Do you have reports of other things being stolen that were not recovered?
That was one of the things that made this investigation difficult. We believe that he stole items that were hard to trace, and like currency. So, you know, it's the bulk of what we believe he had taken are his money.
How much money has been recovered, are you going to say?
I don't think the count is completely in yet. And I just want to add that this is a sampling of the exhibits. There's other exhibits that we have, and we'll be contacting victims to attempt to identify the things we've recovered.
We have heard rumors that women's underwear was stolen. Any basis to that?
That I'm not aware of any instance that items like that were stolen.
Okay.
So for the RCMP investigations, it'd be the same. I'm not aware of anything of that sort.
You look at the piggy bank and it just, you know, it strikes me, you mentioned it, Brad, how satisfying is this?
It's extremely satisfying. It's you know, it's an investigation. When we initially started this, I sat the investigators down, we had a conversation. I told them to take note of what they were involved in, because a guy like this, an investigation only comes across once or twice in your career. And the guys knew at the time, and I think they take great satisfaction in what they've accomplished.
A lot of time and effort was put in by these members. Many nights last summer, they were, you know, working extra hours. They're very dedicated, and it was all because they felt that the community deserved an investigation to help for the peace of mind and the safety of all our communities. So they did work very hard. So it is satisfying, and to know that it has a good outcome.
So how many officers were part of the group? Just the 5 here, or?
No, there was many more than these members, and sometimes the task force changed a little bit with some transfers in and out. So this is just a few of the members that work. Some are out there working again today on other things. So there's a lot of people that had a lot of time invested in this, and so this is just a small sampling of who helped. It would probably be very hard to mention everybody that had a part in this, because everybody joined together and really worked together and diligently on this.
This was a priority for both our police services, and significant resources were put into solving this.
I guess it paid off with the arrest?
Fair so.
May I ask again how significant, just how serious this crime was, this criminal's activities, this alleged criminal's?
It was significant. Like I indicated, this was much more than the theft of money. It truly robbed our community, our citizens, from their peace of mind over an extended period of time, including elderly people, children. Everyday citizens were affected by this. It disrupted police services, proactive police services that and outreaches to our community for proactive efforts, because police resources were put into solving this. And so this is a significant investigation, a significant effort, and we're glad to start the process of bringing this to closure.
And we will update further as other charges are laid. We'll do media releases as updates, and I believe Sherry has some paper sheets for you to take today with some of the details on them. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We appreciate not only your interest today in the solving of the matter, But I certainly, having worked with all of you during the course of this investigation, appreciate the fact that you gave us media coverage that helped bring in the tips to the public, because without the media, sometimes that's harder to get the information out. So you certainly assisted us too in that manner. So thank everybody for their help.
Thank you.